Hi, allow me to introduce myself to you. I am Maria Denisse Tulod from STEM 12 St. Patricia, and I'm about to present to you my cell analogy, my performance test in general biology, which I inspired from the movie Harry Potter. So now, let me turn inside to my cell analogy. I'm going to show you the different structures, each of their function, and my interpretation. It shows here the magical barrier as the cell membrane, battlements as the cell wall, holes as endoplasmic reticulum, Ol's post office as Golgi bodies, Dumbledore as the nucleus, Hogwarts professors as nucleolus, Mr. Flitch as the nuclear envelope, Wand as the mitochondrion, house elves as lysosome, and lastly, the room of requirements that represents vacuole. First up, here is the magical barrier which I represent as the cell membrane. Cell membrane surrounds the cell to selectively screen the kinds of substances that goes in and out of the cell. In the same way, magical barrier is responsible in screening who will enter and exit the premises of Hogwarts. It allows wizards to enter but prohibits the Death Eaters. It can be found in animal cell and plant cell. Moving on to battlements, which I represent as the cell wall. Cell wall is an additional boundary aside from the cell membrane, surrounding the cells. Likewise, battlement serves as the second outer wall in Hogwarts. Its function is to provide structural support and protection for Hogwarts. It can be found in plant cell. The next one will be the O's, which I represent as endoplasmic reticulum. The function of endoplasmic reticulum is it is the transport system of the cell. In the same way, O's act as the transport system in Hogwarts. It can be found in animal cell and plant cell. Therefore, I relate the letter to ribosomes that the O's carries. The cell function of ribosomes are involved in the production of proteins. It can be found in animal cell and plant cell. Sometimes, the O's carries letters which I relate to rough endoplasmic reticulum, because rough ER have attached ribosomes and in charge of manufacture of glycoproteins. However, there are times that the O's doesn't have letters. They don't carry letters, which I connect to smooth ER, because smooth ER doesn't have attached ribosomes. Next is the O's post office, which I represent as the Golgi bodies. The function of Golgi bodies is receiving proteins and fats from the rough ER for processing or packing into sealed droplets called vesicles. Likewise, the post office is responsible for processing the mail before releasing to the recipients. It can be found in plant cells and animal cells. The next one is Dumbledore, which I refer to nucleus. The cell function of nucleus is it controls all activities of the cell, contains DNA, which contains the heredity materials of the organisms transmitted from one nuclear generation to another. Likewise, Dumbledore regulates the activities inside the Hogwarts. He oversees the students and the professors. Also, his pensieve holds all of his knowledge and memories which I relate to DNA. It can be found in animal cell and plant cell. Under the nucleus, we have the nucleolus, which I refer to the professors at Hogwarts. The cell function of nucleolus is a suborganelle of the nucleus composed of proteins, and ribonucleic acids or the RNA, whose role is to assemble rRNA, codes nuclear envelope for protein synthesis. In the same way, Hogwarts professors are the sub-regulators inside the Hogwarts, as they discipline the students and educate them. Still under the nucleus is Mr. Filch, which I represent as the nuclear envelope. The function of nuclear envelope is a double membrane lipid layer enclosing the nucleus to protect the DNA and nucleoplasm. Likewise, Mr. Filch helps to protect the Hogwarts. He serves as the caretaker and a guard to well-being of the students and professors. Next will be the mitochondrion as the want. Mitochondrion is known as the powerhouse of the cell. It converts food molecules into energy. The energy produced is important for the vital activities of cell such as growth and reproduction. In the same way, I think the powerhouse of Hogwarts is want, because first and foremost, Hogwarts would not exist without magic, and magic could not produce without a wand. The wand serves as the mitochondrion, and magic can relate as the energy. It can be found in plant cell and animal cell. But hey, do you ever wondered why there is elves in this illustration? I refer to elves or the house elves to lysosomes. Lysosomes' cell function is membranes that are powerful enough to break down macromolecules. Likewise, house elves' powers are so strong that they can throw bad invaders in Hogwarts with their telekinesis. It can be found in plant cell and animal cell. I refer the room of requirements to vacuole. The cell function of vacuole is a membrane-enclosed sac for storing essential materials, while disposing of poisonous or harmful waste. In the same way, the room of requirements stores valuable materials for wizards in Hogwarts. It can be found in plant cell and animal cell. And that brings us to end. Again, I am Denisse Tulod. Thank you for listening.